Hey, what's up? It's Tony from Street Church. Welcome to the Inside Job Podcast. Hey, this is week 2, our last week of a real quick series called A Healthy Appetite. So in this series, we're trying to answer this question. How do we maintain a healthy appetite, a hunger and thirst for doing what is right, for living in a way that we were created to live when the roof is caving in on our lives? When life is putting a sandwich on our plate that we never ordered. How do you maintain a hunger and a thirst for living in a way that is pleasing to God and is right when life circumstances are caving in on you? Or what do you need to remember? What do you need to remind yourself of? Or if you know somebody who is going through it, who is in the middle of a tough situation, an ER situation in their lives, how could you encourage them? What do you need to remind them that they need to do and remember in order to maintain living a life that is right in God's eyes? Living a life that they were created to live. Because you know what? Life will jam us up. Circumstances will cause us to take a major detour from being the people living in the way that we were created to live. You don't need me to tell you that, right? So in week 1, we talked about the first thing that we need is single-minded focus. Remember what Bruce Lee said, right? The successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus. And this week, we're going to talk about the second thing I think that is a requirement. It's not a suggestion. It's a prerequisite, a requirement to live a life that we were supposed to live and to maintain this hunger and thirst for righteousness when the roof is caving in on us. And here it is. It's having a passion for the process. A passion for the process. Most of us love the prize over the process. We love what God can deliver into our lives over the development part. And we need to be passionate about what it takes, about doing what it takes for us to get from here to there. Not just getting the prize, but loving the process it takes in order to get the prize. So the Apostle Paul said in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, he compares himself to an athlete. Here, let me just shut up and read it. He says this, he says, "Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. Therefore, I do not run like somebody running aimlessly. I do not fight like a boxer beating the air. No, I strike a blow to my body and make it my slave, so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize." So what he's saying is, listen, I'm not just going for a walk in the park here, okay? I'm not into shadow boxing. I dictate to my body and to my life how I'm going to live, all right? I don't take orders from my flesh. My flesh takes orders from me. And in order to do that, you have to have a love for the development, not just what God can deliver. You have to have a love for the process, not just the prize. So when I went to Zimbabwe, Africa, many years ago on a short-term mission trip, the coolest thing I got to see in my safari there was a pride of lions licking their chops at a watering hole. And through the years of watching National Geographic shows about lion chasing wildebeest and gazelles, you learn that the one thing that lions love more than catching a wildebeest or a gazelle is chasing a wildebeest or gazelle. because they live for the hunt. They love the chase, the process. And when they catch one, what do? They catch another. They catch another. And if they don't find one between the hours of 9 and 5 or 8 and 3, they continue to chase. They continue to hunt for one. Why? Because lions don't hunt by the clock. They don't hunt from 9 to 5. They hunt by the wildebeest. They hunt by the gazelle. And they get it, and then they get another one, another one, another one, another one. So, we can't think that we can just be chasing God down on Sundays from 10 to 12 or on Wednesday nights from 7 to 9. I mean, this is a 24/7 thing. We got to love the process. When I used to do karate, I used to love to spar. Of course, in a controlled atmosphere, but I used to love to spar. And the goal, whether you like this or not, when you're sparring, is always to, land an axe kick, land a round kick, land a crescent kick to your opponent's head. That's the goal, right? And it doesn't just happen. Like, you don't just wake up and decide to do it one day. It happens as a result of countless, hundreds, thousands of kicks on the bag over and over and over again. And in order to get there, you have to have a passion for the process. It's the same thing in this life. When life is caving in on us, when the monkey wrenches of life are caving in on you or somebody that you need to remind them in order to stay the course and to maintain this hunger and thirst for righteousness and this hunger to live in a way that you were created to live. You have to have a passion for the process. You have to love the hunt, just like the lion loves and lives for the hunt. So remember that. And if you know somebody else who's going through it, who needs to hear that, remind them in a very kind and graceful and gentle way. So, all right, one for the road. Let me just leave you with what the Apostle Paul said in Philippians chapter 3. He said, I take hold of him who has taken hold of me. So what he's saying is, I'm just chasing down the one who has already caught me. One for the road. Continue to chase down the one who has already caught you. And remember, count each day a new life. Hey, thanks for hopping on. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great week.